Well, we've just left Abbeyfield. I say we, you and me, we've just left Abbeyfields and crossed the road by the ford, the other end of Abbeyfields. And that's where the ford goes, under that little bridge over there. And we have come across towards the castle. So that's where we're headed now. We're going to have a look at Kenilworth Castle. Now, under normal times, we are members of National Heritage, English Heritage rather. Again, not paid for the advert, but a lovely thing to join. And it means we can come here to this castle as often as we like. And that's an excellent arrangement. We love it there. You can go up some of the towers. They've had steps and things put in. Bit difficult for wheelchairs. You can go in and see certain places, and there is a lift in one of the buildings. But overall, it's there's a lot of up and down. But if you've got a strong pusher, I still remember pushing my mum in her wheelchair. If you've got a strong pusher, then you're going to do perfectly okay, and it's worth a visit. Now this dries up in the summer. As I said earlier, we've had a lot of rain, but it looks like it's gradually drying up. Lovely to remember my dear old mum back in the day. I remember once we went into Boots, and she went, I don't know what she was in there for. She was got into Boots, the chemist, for something or other, and jokingly I said, something for the weekend, madam, obviously referring to what they usually say in the barbers, with the gents barbers, something for the weekend, usually referring, do you want a contraceptive? So I made this as just as a little joke, not really too tacky, but just said, something for the weekend, madam. And she whacked me with a walking stick, and she said, I don't care how old you are. Yes, she was an officer in the Royal Air Force, and I think she thought it was her prerogative to sort me out if I went what she thought was beyond the pale. So fair dues. But I thought, if I'm going to make another joke like that, I'll keep downwind of her walking stick. But those were the days. I remember once my mother was quite I think a lot of parents were back in the day when I was young, were quite strict. I don't think over strict, but quite strict. We were not allowed to have elbows on the table, which is fair dues. And my brother put his elbows on the table one day, and back in the day there were things called back scratchers, and my mother used to keep it beside her on the table. Should you put your elbows on the table, she would whack you with this back scratcher little stick thing. Anyway, my brother put his elbows on the table. She whacked him. It broke the stick, the back scratcher, and she said, now look what you've done, you'll have to pay for that, which brought much hilarity to me, though not to my brother. So oh dear, memories. Something to be said for memories, isn't there? Look at this. How about that for a beautiful sight? That is the castle. We'll get some other views of that. What a pity to see the gates closed. I'm hoping that by 29th of March we can go round again. That's what's there. I'll give you the information. There it is. There, you can stop the video if you want to look at it. Now, I've got to get down this side, so I'm going to go here and go down this slope here. Then we'll go round the castle. Morning. You visiting or local?
We go to Warwick Uni. So
Oh, lovely. What are you studying?
politics and German, and I do business.
Oh, I taught business in college a while ago now. What a lovely day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where are you from then? What part of the world?
London.
London, both?
South Birmingham.
Oh, right.
Sort of local.
Oh, you're not far.
No. About half an hour.
I'm filming for my YouTube, but you're not on it, so you're all right. I've got a YouTube with 1 million and, what did I look at this morning? 1,058,000 people have seen it. And on Google Maps, my reviews and photos have had 9.5 million. And it has a lovely effect when you go to a restaurant and let them know. I ordered rump steak, my wife and I, back when we were allowed to go to restaurants in the middle of this mess. And fillet steak turned up. You're not vegetarians?
No.
Oh, just checking, just checking. I have to be careful when I'm talking to my Indian friends saying, oh, we had a lovely beef burger. I think, don't mention it. Okay, have a good day. Yeah, sorry about that. That was a little aside. Two people from Warwick Uni studying politics and what was the other one? Well, you heard it, didn't you? So I don't need to say. What it must be the best day we've had this year. It's you can go right up the top of that tower there because they've got steps and rails to stop you falling over. And there's a lovely garden in there based on how it was back in the Elizabethan times, and they've redone it as it was back in the day, complete with there's an aviary there as well, and this is all back as it was all those years ago. I think they called her Good Queen Bess, but I think it depends. Back in those days, it depends on whether you were Protestant or Catholic, whether you thought Mary, her sister, was wonderful, or whether she was, as her common name is, Bloody Mary. I rather suspect that back in the day, Elizabeth had her share of blood on her hands, but those were those days. Thank heavens they're not still with us. But she certainly loved her people, and eventually she allowed freedom of expression in terms of religion, so eventually it sorted itself. So we're nearly around the back of the castle now, and we're moving to where the footpath is. I've had to put great big boots on today. Most of this walk doesn't need boots, but there's one part near a muddy, you've got to go through the gate and you've got to get into the mud to do it, so I'm hoping that it'll be just sticky now as opposed to squelchy and wet. We will have to see. These walls, look, isn't that fantastic? It just makes for a lovely day when the sun is out. Everything is sharper, your 4K benefits. I was filming the other day, I did a 3 woods walk, and I walked through, as the name suggests, three woods. And the problem was, of course, I saw a load of frogs. It looked like a frog orgy because they were all, some of them, they were about 6, 8, 10, 12, I don't know how many, all trying to jump on the one lady frog. It was, but unfortunately it was probably about 4:45 in the afternoon, plus I was in woodland, and I was less than happy with the results. If you've seen it, you'll probably agree with me, but it's a pity because otherwise I could have sent some of, even the photos weren't very special. I could have sent it into Springwatch, but the problem is, of course, Springwatch has people